Listen, everybody, it's me, it's Richard, but this is Slaughter to Prevail, 1984. I'm not going to waste your time with a long intro. Let's go. Okay. Turn it up a little bit. Okay, with the two-step. This sounds like it's probably the chorus. The black and white. Those pinches in there. I love those, like, marching. Oh, jeez. I feel like we're building up to something. Kind of taking it down. Back to the chorus. Yep. I think it's really cool how they go from black, like they go to the black and white during the chorus. Oh, okay. The calm before the storm. Okay. The drum buffet. They're not just gonna stop there. Huh. Interesting. Okay, that went in a direction that I didn't quite expect. Okay, so obviously this is titled 1984. I'm not sure of the implication of that date. Obviously, I'm assuming with Alex being, and the band being Russian, I'm assuming that there's some historical event that correlates to that. I'm just not aware of that at the time of this recording. I hope that one of you in the comments will let me know, because I think that'll bring a little bit more perspective into the song. Because with this song here, man, it was really cool that, like, it was still, like, heavy. And I think, like, with a lot of bands, like, they have, like, a very discernible, like, like a guitar tone, right? Like a very discernible, like, oh, I can hear that guitar tone, who the band is. These guys, they're very low-tuned, but what they have that's very identifiable to me are the snare hits. The snare hits just sound massive. And their drummer, I believe his name is Evgeny. I believe that's his name. That dude is an absolute monster. I mean, just an absolute monster. Obviously, the video, just a bunch of dudes just throwing down. I was surprised at kind of like the opening riff and the ending riff. It was quite clean and quite riffy for Slaughter to Prevail. And also, we kind of had a little bit of an industrial kind of like marching kind of sound, almost like a riff that's sort of similar just to Tear Gas and Architects, but just a little bit more Slaughter to Prevail-ized, if that makes sense. Like they just kind of obviously made it their own with their own tones and whatever, but it kind of did remind me of that. The chorus, for a heavy band, it's hard for a chorus to be super catchy. But I liked how, using the video with the black and white imagery, they were able to show you and discern between the chorus and, the rest of the song. And it's actually kind of funny because, I'm in the middle of watching Better Call Saul, and they kind of go between the black and white footage right now. So I thought that was really cool, just a personal thing for me. But overall though, like the song, like the structure was, kind of just, the typical kind of song structure, the intro, the verse, the chorus, the build up. We didn't really get like a massive heavy breakdown. You got some fast like drum parts, and I think there was like towards the beginning that you had like a little bit of the blast beats, but nothing crazy. Like this one here just had a really strong focus, probably on a message that was a little bit more emotional, so it didn't really quite warrant the typical Slaughter to Prevail heavy kind of style. Because I really enjoyed their last album, Costulum, how it kind of really infused new metal with just like heavy deathcore. This one here, there was more kind of like industrial, kind of like marching elements just with Alex's voice. And I love how in the chorus he was kind of going for like it was almost like Sam Carter-y, but he was like, his voice was like lower pitched versus Sam, who kind of does like the higher, like not like a super high register, right? But like the higher register, like sing scream kind of thing. Alex is a little bit more in the mid low end, which is really cool. So that was a cool thing. The solo, I mean, it makes sense because I know these guys are all insanely talented. But I thought the solo was cool. It was unexpected for a Slaughter to Prevail song to not just have the solo, but to have that in to replace the breakdown. So I'll definitely have to go back through and read the lyrics, because that's the one thing with these reactions, right? Is that I don't really necessarily dive super into the lyrics. I did see her in the chorus where she was talking about, like something about, my brother, stop the violence and stuff like that. So again, I know there's probably some historical, relevance here or correlation. I'm just not aware of it at the time that I'm recording this. But this was, kind of a more basic song structure for Slaughter to Prevail. I'm not saying that in a negative way either. I just didn't expect them to kind of take this approach, but it is a very welcome approach. I do like this a lot. This was super cool. If they continue on in this direction, like kind of evolving from like the new metal into to like a more industrial infused deathcore sound, I think that could be very cool, because we've seen bands like Architects kind of go more like lean more towards the industrial, but if these guys can find a way to still balance, the heavy nature of the band and just Alex's all world vocals, Evgeny's insane drumming, just these guys are all crazy, but if they can find a way to infuse that industrial with these like really strong deathcore elements, that could be very, very cool. But this is a really great song. 1984 by Slaughter to Prevail. If you guys want to check me out on social media, check out my Patreon, check out my Twitch, check out my playlist, my music, the video to this here. All those links will be down below. And until the next one, peace.